Welcome back to another Digital Foyer. So very excited to be here with you. My name is Father Isaac, and I'm joined by Father Simon, our pastor. And we are going to be talking about something that's pretty cool. I gotta say, it's pretty cool. We're talking about church planting today. And Father Simon, church planting is something that's come on your radar. And as our pastor, you've been kind of setting kind of a vision, a mission for how St. Benedict can be doing church planting. But what is church planting? What exactly are we talking about here?
So church planting is something new in a way in our Catholic context, but it's also ancient. The idea is that a group of believers, followers of Jesus, go out into a place to either do one of a few things. One is to start a church from scratch. That's kind of the classic sense of church planting.
Plant. You plant a new church where there wasn't a church before.
Yeah, and if you read the New Testament, St. Paul was going around all over the place, all over that ancient world and starting brand new churches. He was planting a church where there wasn't one, okay? A second way is what we might call transplanting or grafting. And this is where there might be a church that exists, but it's in decline or it's maybe even dying. And maybe it's gonna close. And instead of it closing, one parish that's healthy can send a group of people who are healthy and grasp this culture that's missional and go out into this other parish to help bring life and vitality to renew it.
And this would be like a parish that would be like on its last leg. Like it would be, maybe you've experienced this in your own life, like a parish that is just about to close. It's kind of dwindling in numbers. It's not going to last very long. And so this is like really an injection of life into it that brings the parish back to life, almost like a heart surgery or transplant kind of thing.
Yeah. And just to give you a sense, like I had heard this stat a few years ago, but in Canada, we don't experience this here at St. Benedict because we're so huge, but across denominations, so not just in the Catholic Church, the average size of most parishes or churches is under 200. Like 90% of churches is like less than 200 people.
Okay.
So some of them are even like getting down to less than 100 or in the dozens of people. So they're in need of some kind of injection of vitality to survive. And in the same way that you might have an organ transplant from a healthy donor to somebody who, if they don't get this new kidney, they're going to die.
Right.
Then there's this third kind,
okay,
and that's what we're kind of exploring here, at least as a first step at St. Benedict, is what we're calling fertilization.
Okay, tell me about fertilization. So this is the one that we're actively going to be trying here at St. Benedict.
Correct. At least the first one, where you have a plant that's really healthy. We have a plant here that's healthy. It's actually a fake plant, but let's assume
it's a healthy plastic plant.
Yeah. It's already growing. It's already starting to bear some fruit. It's got some buds and stuff. But if we put fertilizer, it will actually accelerate what's happening so that it can grow faster and bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
And so that idea is to send just a few key leaders to another parish that's maybe at that beginning stage of growth so that it can accelerate.
Okay. And so we're doing this kind of church planting. So it's more of fertilizing an already healthy parish, but they just need a little bit more of that, like something like maybe a little more leaders, a little more hands helping out to really get things kicked off to the next level.
A little boost.
A little boost. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. And so obviously we've been talking about this plastic plant. That's not what we're talking about here. What church are we, like, what's drum roll.
I think by now, by the time this is released, we'll have already shared this, but Holy Trinity Parish, which is also led by our Companions of the Cross brothers in Lower Sackville. We've been partnering with them for many months now, talking and praying and planning.
A lot of planning has been going into this, meeting with their leaders, their pastoral team. Like, we want to get like really united on this. We've been planning this for a long time, and it's really excited now that we get to talk about it openly, because it's been a lot of work behind the scenes, but happy that it's in front of the scenes.
Exactly.
It's on the scene. It's on the scene.
And so we're hoping to send this small group of leaders to Holy Trinity this Easter season. So sometime this spring.
Okay.
So that they can help bring vitality there. And it's amazing, the courage, like they're willing to commit for about 2 years to help them. Now, let me ask you this, Father Isaac. Why do this at all? Why are we even talking about church planting?
Yeah. Well, I think, it would be a lot easier not to church plant, right? I mean, think of how much work and meetings have gone into it. Like, it would be a lot easier if we just sat back and just kept doing things the way we've always been doing. But ultimately, we don't want to just have a great, healthy church here. We want the whole church, like capital C church, to be alive and booming. Like, imagine if every single parish in every single diocese had, amazing music and an amazing community, and they were evangelizing and they were alive and they were multiplying. Like, that would be the goal, right? To have all of Canada, all of the world look like that. And so instead of just focusing on ourselves, I think it's beautiful to actually say, no, we want to take some intentionality in investing in other parishes so that that local community can grow. Because Holy Trinity can reach people in Sackville that we can't reach. Exactly. And we're literally reaching capacity here. So why not invest in a place like Holy Trinity so that they can become explosively alive, just booming, bursting at the seams as well?
And the thing that I love is that we, as they start to get better and reach more people, make more disciples, and they're part of the city, we get to celebrate the wins with them, and so that's so much fun. There's a real multiplication that can happen through this. Any hesitations about this? Because probably some of the people watching, parishioners, are like, I'm not so sure. Like,
well, I mean, for myself, when I first heard about this, I had some hesitations. So like, one hesitation was like, is this even going to work? Like, I've never seen it happen. I've experienced, even growing up, churches in decline and being a part of parishes where that was happening. And it feels, when you're in it, it feels kind of hopeless. Like, there's not much you can do to get out of this. So that was one hesitation. Like, is all this work actually going to do anything? Is it actually going to bear fruit? And then I think some hesitations that I've heard from people talking with me is kind of saying, well, like, we're not ready. Like, we still need leaders. We're still in need of so much. Like, why are we giving away some of our people to somewhere else when we still have holes that need to be filled here? And I think that, in one sense, that makes sense. But yeah, like, I don't know. Have you heard any hesitation? Well, anything you've felt?
Hesitation or even a critical success factor would be that there be a good match between the two parishes, the one that's the donor parish and the one that's the recipient parish, both in terms of their leadership, their sense of where they're going, that they want to receive help, and that this parish wants to give and is able to give.
Because you could certainly imagine some churches that are like, no, we're good, like we're fine with where we're at, but then there are other churches that are hungry, they want more. And so you would want to find a parish that is actually open to receiving this kind of plan.
Absolutely. The bishop would have to be supportive.
For sure.
So there's lots of things. And I think at the end of the day, what's required is this adventurous heart, this spirit, this courageous spirit to be willing to take risks. And one analogy that came to me as I've been thinking about this is Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Who just had the audacity to ask the question, what if? What if there's something out there? What if the world is not flat, it's round? What if we start sailing and we find India?
Yeah.
And so he had this group and they went for it, and they never found India.
No, they didn't.
But they did discover the world is round, and it opened up so much possibility. And then and he didn't have a map that he could just follow. But then there was a next wave of people who followed what he had started, and they started to create maps so that then others could follow and repeat this pattern. And I just think that we're so early in this, and some people might be like, well, how do you do this? What's the map?
We don't know. We're like Christopher Columbus. We see this ocean in front of us. We're like, we feel called to get to the other side, and we don't really know what we're doing, but we're trying our best like he did. And just having that adventurous spirit to say, like, what if, right? And we'll make the map as we go along.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think we're asking at the end of the day for prayer. For prayer support, that you would pray for St. Benedict, pray for Holy Trinity in this beautiful partnership. And this is just the beginning.
I think there's going to be more.
And
I think there's
so,
gonna be more. Yeah, have an open heart, right? Like don't get settled into how we've always done church. Like have this adventurous spirit, this open heart to say, how can we bless other places so that the whole church comes explosively alive?
amen.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. And yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes.